I grew up in a Christian home, but it was just Christianity. I believed in God, but I always thought God was for other people, for people that were happy. Because I was in a dysfunctional home, I was feeling the pains and the burdens of it. And emotionally, I didn't know what it was. So, yes, we used to go to church and all that, but I didn't care about God because I thought God didn't care about me. So I just left it. I was just doing my own thing, and it was very difficult because as I get older, I'm leaning on my own understanding, supporting my own addiction. I'm lying, I'm cheating, I'm stealing, I'm manipulating, and over the years, it's just got progressively worse and worse and worse. My relapses were getting harder and harder. Eventually, I was institutionalized for 72 hours. That was my first major overdose, my relapse. And then doctors diagnosed me with all sorts of funny things, which then they gave me more medication, which thus in turn I was abusing. I was taking it for granted. The hardest thing for me, my biggest turning point in life was when my father passed away. Because at one point, it was so bad with this situation, what he was going through, I actually wished him dead. And then a week later, he passed away due to medical circumstances. And that completely broke me down. From there on, I just started isolating, started pulling back from the world, not caring. Yes, I was working for my brother. My brother it was sheltered employment, but I was using him as well. I was using him to support my habits, and I was living a double life, trying to be happy, trying to show the family that yeah, I'm okay, I've got it all together, but inside I am emotionally broken, I'm wrecked, and I'm committing crimes, I'm stealing from his business, I'm stealing from his company, I'm stealing from my mother, just to support my drug addiction. My drug of choice was sleeping tablets and cocaine mixed together. Uppers and downers mixed together with alcohol. And that just spirals you out of control. I was sent to my first rehab when I was 26 years old, but for me that was just a rehab. I was in and out of that place 3 or 4 times over a period of 2 years. The time that I was there, I was binging on the sideline, and then when I was clean, for me it was just clean time because I was just waiting for. Because I was there because I was told to be there by family because they told me to get my life sorted out. So I was just there for people pleasing, just to make them happy. Which I didn't like it, but I did it for them. And then somehow within the 2.5, 3 years, I convinced my family that everything's okay, and then can I come back and work for them, work for my brother. My brother agreed. I'll be his site foreman employee. And then he set me up with a flat and monthly spending allowance and company vehicle and all that. And then within 3 days, I relapsed again. I started binging on codeine and alcohol. And then within 6 months, I was back on cocaine and sleeping tablets. Up and downers, because I was clinically diagnosed with bipolar. I was clinically depressed. I have an anxiety disorder. I have a speech impediment. So I have lots of emotional faults, which I don't want people to see, but I'm carrying these heavy burdens. In all this time, I still never had God in my life. I knew He was always there, but I personally didn't want anything to do with Him because He didn't do anything for me. And that just made it worse. And then, sure, last year, December, yes, I was binging and using, but by the end of last year, I started to bottom out completely. My binging and my drug abuse was getting to the point where I wasn't waking up. I was disappearing for days on end. And this led to me losing my job. I lost the company vehicle, I lost my money, all my allowances and that overnight. So I ended up on the street for 2 days. 2 days, 2.5 days. And this was the first time I was on the street and I couldn't handle it. But by that time I was emotionally broken inside. I was empty. I said to myself, I think I want to die, I want to move on. So I decided I wanted to commit suicide. But by committing suicide, I didn't want to take my own life because I was feeling so much pain and hurt, and I wanted to feel a lot of pain physically before I died. I went through, that period lasted about, I started binging, I cashed out, I sold everything that I had. I had a few thousand rand, and then I went blank. Basically what happened, what I recall was, I ended up in a location somewhere between Greytown and Stanga. There's a massive location area. Apparently I went there, caught a taxi into the location, went and binged with some taxi bosses. I tried to steal the taxi, but I let them catch me. I woke up 3 days later from a coma. I was beaten to a pulp. I was beaten to an inch of my life. They almost murdered me, they threw me on the side of the street, and then I woke up in a clinic somewhere in this location. My hand was shattered in 3 places, I had 2 broken ribs, I had multiple lacerations on my head. My face, you couldn't recognize my face, my eyes were closed, my jaw was dislocated in 2 places. But because I was there, I had no ID, no identification. I had no one to turn to. My family turned their back on me, and I spent 2 weeks in there, in this hospital location. Eventually I got hold of my mother. She came, and then she said to me, Thyron, this is your last chance in life. You need recovery, and I'm sending you, I'm gonna find you a place. And then she gave me a list of options. I think it was about 10 or 12 different rehabs, but this is when I was in Maritzburg. She said she wants me out of KwaZulu-Natal. She wants me away from where I grew up. So I came here. Still, God was, yes, I believed in God, but God was just like God. He's there, but I don't know. How do I accept him? What do I do? For my first 3 months here, I didn't participate in anything. I didn't want to do anything. You know, it was tough for me, eh? But then slowly, every day, reading the Word, reading the Bible, things were starting to make sense. But I was still holding on to my past. All that pain, all that emotional fear, all that anxiety, all the things that were holding me back. And then one day, I just woke up and I don't know if it was a revelation of some sort or what, but I just submitted to God. I just did everything go. I went on my knees and I just asked God, please take all this away from me. I can't handle it anymore. So if I carry on sitting here like this, the same thing's gonna happen over and over again. Because what happened in hospital was when I woke up from my coma and I didn't recognize where I was, what happened. I was emotionally broken, I was physically broken, but the emotional pain was 10 times worse than the physical pain. I couldn't walk, couldn't sit up properly, I was drinking through a straw, but the emptiness inside of me the pain of wanting to die. It's just you've had enough of life. Super exceeded any physical pain. And that's when I said to God, I believe in you, but I need help, but I don't know what to do. And then I was just, in hospital, I just recovered. I was there for 2 weeks, and then that's when my mother found this place and she brought me here. And then when I submitted to God and all that, yes, there was a huge relief, but now you need to start living the word now. Faith through works. And it's difficult. It's every day, just waking up, thanking God for life, thanking God for you here, you get to do right things. And then even that, I was still going through a period of, I was still struggling. I was like, now, but what do I do with my life now? Where do I go from here? And then I was going through my program, but I think I was fitting in with everyone. I was just complying, going there. Yes, I was doing the homework, speaking to God in my own time, but I was still struggling to find God and to let God run my life for me. Then time went by. Now, because of this program, you have weekends out, and then towards the end of your program, you get a home visit. Before I went home, near the completion of my program, I was like, what do I want to do with my life? Because God, I knew for a fact that God has something for me, because otherwise I would have been dead. And I've been in many situations where I should be dead, just like every other addict. So I'm searching for a reason, an answer. And then just before I went home, the penny dropped. I think I had another revelation where God said, I must stay here, I must serve, I must help people. And it hit me hard, very hard. I actually stumbled and I sat down, and it was just a moment of clarity. 22 years of addiction, taking, stealing, hurting other people, hurting my family, hurting myself. Now it's time to give back now. And I want to give back. I want to help where I can and do what I can. I want to be, because I'm here now because, how can I say it? Because God wants me to be here. I'm in a place now where I'm happy. I can be, if God says to me, Thyron, I want you to go there. I want you to go help those people. I want you to go to a different rehab. I'll go there. Because it feels right, and I know it's right. Because He's the way, the truth, and the light, and I follow that fully. Everything I do now, I'll put Him first. What would Jesus do? Or put God first in everything you do. And even that is difficult. Every day you need to pray. Every day you need to ask God for forgiveness. Because I'm still going through emotional pains. Things come up from the past. Past memories come and they just hit you. And that's all possible triggers that can take you out. That's the devil coming, creeping on the door, looking for a way in. And you have to rebuke that. And I'm just taking it one day at a time. Every day when I go to bed, I'm thankful that I'm clean, I'm sober. More or less, that's how it goes. But I'm very happy being here. And for me, recovery is a lifetime thing. You gotta spend the rest of your life doing it. God has to be in your life forever. The minute you pull away from God, you will fall on your face so quickly. And it's imperative.